on the 25th of May 2012. Bletchly Park Post Office was officially reopened by Michael Sophie, the keeper of the Royal Philatelic Collection, along with Bletchley Park's Terry Mitchell and Matt Hill, the editor of Stamp and Coin Mart magazine. The historic wartime attraction, near Milton Keynes, provides a fascinating insight into the work of the codebreakers during World War II, who strived to break German messages and bring an end to the war.
Bletchley Post Office open.
Good afternoon, welcome to our post office. This is the old post office at Bletchley Park. We reopened it in 1994. There wasn't a post office here during the war. This came in 1947, but there was a registry at Bletchley Park. Now what we've done now is we've recreated this as a working post office, and if you go through into the gallery there, you'll find that that's all the type of products that we produce, first day covers and commemorative covers, and then just through there and behind this wall there's actually a World War II post office set just as it is in World War II, with undercover mail and the post office as it would look during that period of time. We've even put all the old posters that were in post offices during World War II on the walls. We've miniaturised them so we can get the lot on the wall, and you can go and see that if you like.
Hello, welcome to our cover gallery at Bletchley Park Post Office. Very, very proud of this, because since 1994 we've actually produced quite a number of covers, probably coming on to about 200 now, a number of which are first day of issue. We started with one up there in 1994, and we've gone right the way through with lots of different themes. And what's interesting is that not only have we done them just for Bletchley Park, we've been able to do them for like the MCC, so the whole cricket series here, the Battle of Britain fight, the Royal British Legion, or we could go on, you know, there's quite a few interesting names that we've done there. And what we want to do here is very much show people what a first day cover is, because for a lot of people it's a first introduction to them, and hopefully we'll encourage them into collecting them, not just for us but for others as well. And as you can see with the ones we've got, there's quite a range there. We use a lot of different artists, and they're very, very keen to work for us. No shortage of things that we need to do with Bletchley Park. Always lots of interesting themes that are coming up. So do have a browse around and enjoy yourself in our cover gallery.
So we're here with Michael Sophie, the keeper of the Royal Philatelic Collection. Michael, how did you become involved in today's event at Bletchley Park?
By invitation. Terry Mitchell and John Chapman, who I knew anyway, were quite keen to have me come and open the new refurbished post office here. And I'd been down here 2 years ago with an exhibit from the collection for part of the London Festival of Stamps in 2010.
Yeah.
And so it seemed to work quite well, and there is a connection between the Royal Philatelic Collection and Bletchley Park, in that one of my predecessors, Sir John Marriott, who was keeper from 1969 to 1995, actually worked here during the war. He was a mathematician, and I'm not quite sure what project he worked on, but he was here for some time. And from a personal point of view, my father used to come out here during the war. He worked in military intelligence in London, and would come backwards and forwards collecting decrypts. I imagine he was never very clear on exactly what he was doing, but very few people at that time are clear on what they did.
No, quite. And what do you think is significant about the post office that's reopened today?
Well, I think that what it's trying to do is apart from selling souvenirs and covers and so forth, and also taking in the post, the significance of the post office here is what it did during the war.
Yeah.
And there's a room here that actually explains how important what was the mail room and then became a post office was in the context of helping Bletchley Park work.
I'm Steve Williams, and the reason the reason I'm doing this is that I paint pictures for Bletchly Park,
Yeah.
and everything I paint goes into Bletchly Park. If they can sell these paints, these paintings, well, that all goes into Bletchly Park coffers, which is great.
Wonderful. So have you been involved in any of the first day covers that are produced here?
I've been involved in a set of covers that were launched on the 23rd of February this year, and because this year 2012 is Alan Turing's centenary. What's been produced by Bletchly Covers from John Chapman and Terry Mitchell has been a set of first day covers which say something about the park and about the people that worked here.
Right.
So
okay.
my particular involvement there, I've made three paintings for this thing. One is of the cottage that Alan Turing lived in,
Yeah.
which is round the back of the mansion here.
Yeah.
I also did a watercolour of the Turing's bomb machine,
Yeah.
and also a composite of the essence of Bletchly Park. So I wanted to build that round a couple of veterans. When you see the first day cover, you'll see there's a couple of veterans on the left hand side pointing at things, and as it were looking back in time.
Right. Okay.
So in that painting you'll see Alan Turing on his bike
yes.
with his gas mask on because he suffered from hay fever.
Yeah.
My name's Rebecca Peacock. I'm an illustrator from the company Firecatcher, and I've designed these two first day covers for Bletchly Park.
Okay.
I'm Sam Tickner, I'm from Firecatcher as well, and I design the Great British Fashion stamps for Bletchly Park.
Brilliant. Okay. So first of all, can you tell us how you got involved in Bletchly Park in the first place?
Yeah, I went to a lecture last year about Alan Turing by Barry Cooper, who's actually the chairman of the Alan Turing Year, and I approached him and just said, I'm an illustrator, I'm really interested in the life of Alan Turing, and could I get involved in some way? And he said, he introduced me to Terry, and then we got to do all these covers, so yeah, that was how
Fantastic.
it happened.
And had either of you heard about first day covers before, or that kind of thing? Was it all new to you?
No, I had to Google it to find out what it was.
Did you?
Actually, yeah.
Okay. And now you're quite up to it with all the collecting and everything, you know.
A little bit, yes. It was sort of a new world for us, really.
Yeah,
and then,
of course.
Once we found out that this was happening, it was quite interesting, and it's actually a really nice project to work on.
Yeah.
Because the format is quite constrained, but the actual subject matter's not, so you can do as much or as little as you want with them, so it's really cool.
Yeah, and I guess that goes the same with designing stamps as well. You've got such a defined space, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so can we see some of the cover artwork?
Yeah.
If first, Rebecca, you could explain the first two covers.
The first one I did was the Alan Turing one, which was done for with Barry Cooper from the Alan Turing Year.
Yeah.
And then the second one was the Station X one, because they had the Station X stamp for the that was released, and this one was sort of inspired by the building, as you can see.
Yeah, and how
celebrate the architecture of it.
That's quite a distinct style that you've drawn the mansion. How did you do that? Was that with pens or?
Initially, yeah, it was with the fine liner, and then I took it into the computer and imported different textures and played about with the colours and tried to get the atmosphere right. So there's sort of roller textures or sort of canvas textures that we've altered the colour of.
Right, okay.
Like
So it's the computer aspect of artwork that's quite integral with art these days, is it?
Yes,
I think?
yeah, well it is with our work because we use a lot of photo collage, so we'd scan all the drawings in and all the textures, and then we layer them in the computer to get the composition that we're after, change the colours of things, yeah.
Okay. And Sam, yours one was the Great British Fashion, which have just come out, the Royal Mail stamps.
Yeah, I love the stamps, they're beautiful. So it's just to design something that complemented them really, and also have the 1940s theme and the fashion. So we looked into 1940s fashion as well. So this is the dress this lady's wearing, Codebreaker, posting the letter at the Bletchly Park Post Office. So we've got kind of used old paper textures to kind of sum up the era, and in the background we've got some sketches of different pattern cutting and that sort of thing. So it's
Right,
sort of
okay.
to emphasise the fashion aspect
Yeah.
of it. So yeah, that's the fashion ones.
That's great. So how does it feel to know that people are going to collect these first day covers and have your
Yeah,
artwork?
it's really exciting.
Yeah.
Really interesting. Something that we hadn't thought of before, and then when you see it actually in the post office itself, it's really exciting.
Okay, and do you think either of you will ever collect covers or stamps yourself now?
Well, we found an old collection.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were doing, somebody unfortunately passed away and we did a house clearance and we found a big collection, so we've
Right.
been investigating that and we're really interested in that, so I think it's something that we've given these to our friends and family as well, so
Brilliant.
yeah, it's something that we're definitely getting interested in, which
Oh, that's
we
great.
never thought we would. So, yeah.
Oh, that's really good. Okay, thanks for your time.
Thank you.